What's up, guys? It's Keefe. In this video, we're going to be talking about making excuses and why you need to take responsibility for the places you're trying to go in your life and stop blaming others, stop playing the victim, and stop acting like a situation outside of you has anything to do with the results you get personally in your life. Now, before we get into that, I made this channel to help men create their ideal lives through self-mastery. So hit that subscribe button and bell icon if you're a guy who's out there looking to improve his life in any way, because I put out new videos every single day to help you do exactly that. Now, let's get into the video. So let's start this video off by asking you a question. This is a really common comment I'll get, especially since I've made a few videos talking about why you shouldn't use dating apps. And guys will be like, well, what else am I supposed to do? It's the middle of a pandemic. I can't go approach girls in person, so all I've got is the app. So then I want to ask you this question, okay, before the pandemic came around, how many girls did you actually walk up to and ask them for their phone number? And for most guys, it's probably the exact same amount that you've asked for their phone number during the pandemic, which is 0 or very close to that. So what this says is the pandemic is not the reason you're not approaching girls. The reason you're not approaching girls is because you're uncomfortable doing it and you just need an excuse to protect your ego from the fact that you're not willing to do that. And this is just one example of where we do this. We do this in every part of our lives where we get really comfortable with a situation we're in. And the idea of change, the idea of taking a risk is very uncomfortable to us. So what we do is we make all these excuses for why we can't change. A lot of times fathers might do this. Maybe they got a job and they'll be like, you know what? I'm not taking this promotion because it's the family, right? I want to be around my family. I don't want to be missing my children growing up. They'll say some shit like that. And really what that is most of the time is just an excuse to not level up because they're afraid of maybe taking on that responsibility, or they just don't want to fail. And so they blame that on the family. And I've seen this happen several times, and guys do this in every single area of their lives. And so what this is to say is that the excuse you're giving is actually, it's fluid, right? Once that excuse is gone, you'll find another one. How many guys have you known, like I was this guy for a long time. I was out of shape. I wasn't like out of shape. I was very skinny, right? I was not jacked like I am now. And this was high school. And I thought, you know what? Once I get the body right, that's when I'll start talking to the girls. And, I got the body right and I still didn't talk to the girls. And then it was, you know what? I need to get my money right. That's when I'll talk to the girls. Started getting my money right. Still didn't talk to the girls, right? So you see what I'm saying here is we make all these excuses all the time in every area of your life. Maybe it's with starting a business. Well, I need this, or whatever it is. There's always an excuse for why we're not taking action to go towards something. And I'm not saying that everything you want can be attained immediately. But what I am saying is you could start taking those right steps. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you can't start the career you want. Maybe you want to be a lawyer and you're sitting there like, well, you know what? I can't, it's a legitimate excuse that I can't be a lawyer when I'm a freshman in college. Yeah, fair enough, but you're on the path. So you see what I'm saying? Most guys won't try and get on the path because they'll make an excuse to not get on the path because they don't want to make the change. Something I've been doing for a long time, and I noticed in this whole issue that I'm talking about here, it really stunts your growth significantly, which is why it's so important to stop doing this. One thing I noticed was I was really stunting my growth by my insistence on things having to go in a certain way. I was like, you know what? I can't really focus on my social life or my romantic life. I was letting those parts of my life kind of atrophy a significant amount because I was committed to my business. And I told myself I also couldn't work a full-time job while building my business because I didn't have time and it would sacrifice from the business. But then I looked around at my situation and how I was living and I was like, yo, like I've got plenty of time to do all these things I want. And all I'm doing is holding myself back because I'm comfortable. I've gotten comfortable in this situation I find myself in, and I'm really just holding myself back in every area of my life and making an excuse. I'm saying, well, you know what, because of the business, I can't go talk to girls, or because of the business, I can't go expand my social life, or because of the business, I can't get a full-time job, start making more money, live more of the life that I'm looking to live. And I kept making all these excuses until I realized, like, dude, like you're just making these excuses and you're holding yourself back. And so once I figured that out, I was like, okay, well, stop doing that. Just make the decision that you're going to get what you want out of life. And so that's what I did. And this is what I'm recommending that you do is identify the excuses you're making. There's something you probably want in your life, whether it be success with women, success with money, success socially, get your body right, whatever area of your life it is, there's something you're seeking that you're probably making up some sort of reason why you can't get it, or you probably already would have it. And I bet before your current excuse got there, you probably had another excuse. And after this excuse is gone, you'll come up with another excuse. So what I'm saying to do here is to stop making excuses and take responsibility. And I'm not saying you're going to immediately get what you want, but what I am saying is that if you make the decision that you're going to get what you want, you will start moving in that direction. So I'll give you an example. I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm not living financially the way I want to live. I'm trying to build this business. It's making me enough money to pay the bills, but that's about it. And that's not acceptable for where I'm trying to be at in life. I feel like I'm holding myself back from really expressing who I am as a person. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get a full-time job. I can do this. So I went and did it. And now I've pretty much, I'm still deciding which job I'm going to take, but I'm starting a full-time job. And so this literally took about a week and a half for me to just make this decision and decide I'm going to move in that direction. And I started also saying, you know what? I'm done making excuses for perhaps my dating life. My dating life's okay, but it's not as good as it could be. It's not as good as it has been. And so this is something that I also wanted to improve upon, and I quit making excuses for that. I said, you know what? It doesn't matter whatever excuse I have for that. I'm just going to start doing it now. Same with social life. I don't care if there's a pandemic. I'm going to start making friends. I'm going to build my social life back up because I used to be somebody who was very abundant socially. And then what happened was I kind of had a falling out in my life, and then I started justifying my situation saying I was an introvert. Oh yeah, I'm just really introverted. I don't need a lot of friends. Like, you know, like, I mean, I'm good with me, but at the same time, you might as well have friends, right? And this was again an excuse I was making. I'm an introvert. If you want friends just because you're an introvert, that doesn't matter. You can just be like, okay, I'm going to go get friends. Just means you need some downtime every now and then. You see what I'm saying? So look at whatever area of your life it is that you're trying to make a change in and identify this thing that you keep saying is the reason you can't get it. Maybe it's your height. I can't get really attractive girls because I'm short. Or maybe it's your hairline, you know? I used that one for a long time. I was like, oh, girls aren't going to like my hair, right? Because after I got the body right, I needed a new excuse to justify why I couldn't get the girls when I was in high school and graduating high school. So it was the hairline next, right? It was the hairline. That must be what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we always have these excuses. Identify the excuse and make the decision that you're not going to give the excuse power over you. And then make the decision, I'm going to go get what it is I want out of life. And also, when you do this, watch what happens within you when you make this decision. You say, I'm going to go do this. And perhaps you're going to notice that there's like a feeling of resistance. Like you're trying to change your direction in life. And so your body and your mind, your subconscious mind is used to moving in the direction it's moving. And so you shift directions and start going somewhere. It's going to feel weird about it. It might not be confident with it. It might be like, why are you doing this? This isn't you. Like again with me, I've been really prioritizing making myself my mental point of origin, which is something that I thought I was doing good at, but I realized I wasn't doing as good as I needed to. I needed to keep prioritizing myself. It's called enlightened self-interest. And so I started working on that, and then my subconscious was like, dude, you're just being a selfish dick. Why are you doing all these things? And then I literally had to just challenge that old belief system of like, you know, like take the back seat, let other people like submit to other people, basically. Let them have their way at your expense. And I said, I'm not going to keep doing that anymore. I'm just going to keep moving in my direction, in my best interest. And it feels weird. So do yourself a favor and recognize the feeling of weirdness. Don't try and fight it and don't try and hide from it. Admit it. Yeah, this is weird. And it totally makes sense. You know, if you're sitting there right now and you're thinking, you know what, I do want to get good with girls, or I want to build a business, or I want to get my body right, but you have, you know, maybe 18, 20 years of a certain belief system that you've adopted, well, it's totally going to make sense that if you try to change the tracks, like, of course, your subconscious mind is going to have something to say about that. So you accept it. You'd be like, yeah, well, that totally makes sense that my subconscious mind doesn't believe that it's possible for me to attract beautiful women, or doesn't believe it's possible for me to get in great shape, or doesn't believe it's possible for me to make a bunch of money. It makes total sense, and you accept it, recognize it for what it is. It's a part of the past. Let it go. Let the excuse go, and then just make the decision. This is who I am now. You can reinvent yourself in the present moment. This is something I've been committed to doing of late, and I'm promising you that if you just make the decision to get clear on what it is you want and stop making the excuses and decide I'm going to go get this, you will get it, and you'll move in that direction. But that's all I got for this one, guys. If you got some out of this video, give me a like, hit the subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.